Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Danny back again. I know it's been a while. I don't have any excuse, so I'm not gonna make one. However, I'm back with some film reviews and I have them pre-recorded, so you guys are not gonna have to wait too much longer. All I have to do is edit them. However, if you guys are looking for a film to watch and don't know where to look, just come to my page, like and subscribe, and I can give you great recommendations or some recommendations to stay away from so you guys don't waste your time. This is gonna be all genres. So if you guys are looking for a funny movie, a sad movie, or even television shows, I'll even touch bases on those. But come to my channel and I can give you some great recommendations. Today, I will be talking about the film Swan Song. Swan Song in itself, if you guys don't know what that means, that is a final gesture that someone gives another person before they die. Right off rip, that is a meaningful title, so we can already know where this is about to go. This genre is sci-fi with subgenres of romance, psychological thriller, and I guess you can say drama, of course. So if you guys are not looking for something that's kind of a downer, I wouldn't recommend this film. But if you guys are looking for something that like is kind of romantic and you're on a date, or if you just want something to be in your feelings about, I would recommend this film for sure. So this movie is starring Mahershala Ali, Glenn Close, Naomi Harris, and Awkwafina. I don't know her last name, but Awkwafina, the funny one. And this is directed by Benjamin Cleary and written by Benjamin Cleary, I do believe, as well. And so this film is about a terminally ill man who doesn't want to watch his family suffer watching him suffer. He is granted with the option to... Before I did place that description in black lettering, so yeah, my bad, y'all. Anyways, this is a voiceover to cover that up. This film, I would rate it, if I could rate it a 1 out of 10, I would rate it probably an 8.99. Like I said, I didn't say this actually, but I would rate it an 8.99 because I know not everything can be perfect, but this film, that's a high rating, and this film is actually very impeccable. I love films that are psychological thrillers that'll get you thinking, that'll have you asking questions on what you would do. However, let's go ahead and get into the cinematography. This film, I watched a film not too long ago called Spiderhead. And so it has the same kind of vibe to it. So this is how you know it's a sci-fi, when they have that laboratory look and you know it's dark and it's gloomy, the streets are wet and things of that nature. So the look of the film, the cinematography of the film is actually gorgeous. It's really beautiful, soft lighting. They have a lot of scenes where there are close-ups, but the actors aren't really saying anything. But I will give props to the cinematographers, the director of photography, because they did a great job of capturing those moments, those in-between moments where nothing is being said, but you can see it in their eyes and you can make out what the lines may have been if they were written. That in itself, I guess I can pair the writing and the cinematography together because like they kind of go hand in hand, the look and the writing of the film. I think they were both beautifully done. It's not too wordy. It's not a lot of words. People aren't talking all of the time, which I find beautiful and interesting at the same time. They lit Black people very well. And there was a time where Black people weren't glowing when they were being filmed. It was just kind of like, oh, you can see them, you can see their skin color, it's the film, whatever. Now, people are catching on to how to light Black people, and I loved every second that I got to view Mahershala Ali and Naomi Harris. My favorite clips of the film would be the FU scene with Glenn Close and Mahershala Ali, the flirting scene with Naomi Harris and Mahershala Ali, and then the staring death in the face. And I'm gonna let you guys guess what scene that is when you watch it, because it's kind of obvious, but it's an amazing scene. These scenes didn't have many words to it, again I say, and they told a story within themselves. The acting of it, I would say Mahershala Ali takes you on this emotional roller coaster where that contentness that he has turns into fear, turns into I'm happy, then I'm sad, turns into this I'm so mad and so regretful at the same time. He does a great job of portraying each emotion, and you can tell what each emotion is. It's not just a melting pot of just I'm confused. It's clear. I love how clean and cut his emotions are as an actor going throughout this film. I think Naomi Harris does an amazing job of telling a story with just her eyes, her body language. She does an amazing job with just being open and receiving Mahershala Ali and his emotional roller coaster, even though she has her own emotional roller coaster. And Mahershala Ali it's like there's two separate people dealing with their own worlds, but Mahershala Ali is there for his wife more than he is for himself, I would say. And with the option of granting a clone to your family, I get confused as to if this was selfish or selfless. And I only get confused with that because he was just so there for his wife. And like, no matter what he was going through, he was helping her deal with her trauma as he was going through his own trauma. But then you put the I'm gonna give you a clone into play, and I don't know if that's playing God or not. I don't know if you're preventing somebody from learning how to grieve or not. And so that question I would love you guys to answer right down below in the comments. What would you do if you were terminally ill and wanted to give somebody a clone? Would you give them a clone, or would you be too worried about how you're feeling? Or do you think that you would be playing God? Answer that below in the comments once you watch the film, of course. However, Awkwafina does an amazing job from coming from a comedy background, going into something so dramatic. A lot of the times people can't take comedians seriously once they get into the serious film, and I don't know if that just has to do with their background and always being laughed at or laughed with. Awkwafina does an amazing job. She is basically the shoulder that Mahershala Ali's character leans on, and she's the guider of like, hey, this is gonna happen. I'm here. You wanna talk? Let's just go through this together. And she did an amazing job. Glenn Close does an amazing job of playing the black and white. Like, you can do this, but you have to do it this way. Or if you go and sneak out and do it this way, then this is what's going to happen to you. She doesn't really have an emotional like standpoint. She does feel for them, but she is the scientist, and this scientist in particular doesn't fall in love with the specimen that she has encountered, and that was very interesting in itself too. She usually in sci-fi, the scientist always falls in love with the specimen and ends up dying over it. Her, she's like, this is what you have, or this is what you don't have. You can do it or you don't have to. You let me know. And I love that about her. So acting, I would give it out of a 1 out of 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the greatest. I would give it a 4.5 just because I want to be stingy. I think this film was beautifully written, beautifully shot, and it gets you thinking about the what ifs. Like, what if I was terminally ill? It is a very deep, meaningful movie, and I thought it was just beautiful. In my opinion, I think that it was selfish, and I think that and I said that, selfish. I think that it was kind of selfish to put somebody else in his shoes, and the family didn't know about it, but he was gifted. I'm trying not to tell the story, y'all. Whatever. Just leave the comments down below. I thank you guys for coming in. Like and subscribe. I will be back with another film review. Check out Swan Song. Shout out to Benjamin Cleary and all of the cast. You guys did an amazing job. I really enjoyed that watch.